Your number one journalist here, Mr. Montgomery. Now, my mum says the day I become a man is the day I leave my mum's house or I leave my father's house. Now, this has been the case with one of the biggest acts out of Africa, an artist that I think should be ahead, Reekado Banks. He has left Don Jazzy's Mavin Records. Now, he joined there about 5 years ago, and he put up this Instagram post. He said this: joining the Mavin Records family was the best thing to have happened to me in the last decade. Don Jazzy took me in and treated me like his own son. I'll be eternally grateful to him for the sacrifices he made towards the growth of my career. His selflessness and efforts towards me and the entire Mavin crew is one that is admirable and worthy of emulation. A true king with a large heart, full of kindness and ready to accommodate even more people. And to the rest of the crew, our family is a clear example of the saying, we rise by lifting others. Thank you all for the times you've lifted me at my lowest moments, for the support, the amazing hits, and most especially the love. He's basically saying that he's leaving Mavin Records. Now, if you guys know Mavin Records, it came about 5 years ago. One of the biggest record labels coming out of Nigeria, owned by none other than the biggest producer, Don Jazzy. Tiwa Savage was on there, Corey Bello was on there, the Prince, Dr. Sid, One Day Cole was on there, Out Point, and Deja was on there as well, man. And it presented this new age of Afrobeats around 2014, 2015 period. There was a new age, and now he's actually gone on to create his own label called Banks Music, because he put it up on Instagram and he did like some small little short trailer. It's actually pretty decent, and I actually like it. He put this as a caption: going forward, Banks Music. Now, I'm all happy for him. This is good because he can create his own brand. He can now have the freedom to do what he wants. He can wake up at any time, go studio at any time. He can do whatever he wants to do, and there's freedom. He can create that brand of being young and fresh and free, which I don't think he was able to do under the Mavins camps, because there were so many artists and so many people were the face of Mavin. It wasn't just one person the face, it was everybody. And Don Jazzy tried to max out and stretch everyone. And there's a new age of people in the Mavins camp. Also, Reekado Banks, he's still young. He's got a long time for his career to jumpstart. Look at Burna Boy. Burna Boy came out around 6 years ago. He died down a little bit, and in the beginning we thought that he was going to be the best. We thought he was going to reach his maximum prime during that time, but it's only taken him 5 years now to be really at the top. I always talk about Burna Boy being the best artist in Nigeria right now, in my opinion, and it's taken him quite a while, but that's probably the case with Reekado Banks as well. I personally think he didn't shine as much in the Mavin camp. I think everybody was kind of under the shadow of Tiwa Savage a little bit, but also just under the shadow of Don Jazzy. It's like they were owned to Don Jazzy. That's not how it was, of course. Definitely not. Don Jazzy, of course, took care of all of them, but that's the way from the outside looking at it, it was. It's going to be a lot of pressure, so much pressure for you to start up your own label, for you now to make your own brand. No one's going to motivate you, but you have to get the motivation yourself. Under the Mavins camp, he had way more support. There's probably a supporting system, someone supervising him. Now he's on his own, and there's more of a responsibility. He has to have a structured life. I think he has to mature faster as well, because you're setting up your own business. When you set up your own business, essentially that's your first child. That's the way I look at it. That's your first child. That's your first baby. That's the thing that you hold so much, because that's going to be giving you money, and that's going to help you to provide your family. So he's going to have a structured lifestyle. And also, there's so many other artists that have record labels. This year, Pato Rankin made his own record label, LAX. Wizkid with Starboy this year, he brought in a few more acts. And Davido as well brought in some new acts. But let me know what you lot think. I love Reekado Banks. I think Reekado Banks is one of the best artists in Africa, definitely in Nigeria. His vibe is different. He brings this flavor that's not there, this young flavor, and if he keeps going, man, he'll definitely be the best out of Africa. But let me know what you lot think. Leave a like, leave a comment, please subscribe, follow me on Instagram. In a bit.